Kansas State and Texas this weekend. I am so excited about the idea of this game. K-State goes on the road, this game being played in Austin. That's not easy. It's a sellout game. Kansas State will play 9 straight sellout crowds this year, and it's 11 a.m. That's the weirdest, toughest part of this game. Texas right now, a favorite at FanDuel of -4, over-under set at 50. Remember, no Quinn Ewers in this game. No Arch Manning. Still don't know where that guy is. Instead, we get Malik Murphy against Will Howard and Avery Johnson. Now, Texas has half a quarterback. Kansas State has 2 of them that are possibly all Big 12 caliber. K-State has won 3 straight games since going on that funky road game against Oklahoma State and dropping that 29-21 decision against a team at Oklahoma State that looks a lot better now. That loss looks a lot better. K-State's last 2 games combined 82-3. 82-3. Now, Texas just beat BYU 35-6, but let's not fool ourselves. BYU is not that good of a team. They're not that good of a team. At night, they're spectacular. During the day, they're maybe the worst team in the Big 12. Texas went on the road, struggled against Houston. If Houston gets the right call on a spot inside the 10-yard line, they have a chance to drop Texas to a 2-loss team. Instead, the Longhorns 7-1, the Wildcats 6-2, both teams 4-1 in Big 12 play. Here's why I like Kansas State. They win the quarterback battle not just once, but twice this week. DJ Giddens, if you pull his numbers up to where Jonathan Brooks is, carry-wise, Jonathan Brooks has about 30 more carries. DJ Giddens only behind Brooks by 200 yards in that span. I know it's not a direct correlation, but Giddens would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 880 yards and 9 touchdowns to Jonathan Brooks, 923 yards and 7 touchdowns. So there's not a really dramatic gap in the run game between these 2 teams. And more than anything, Avery Johnson can run the ball better than anybody else, to me, on the field because of what the quarterback can bring you when it comes to the ground game. For that reason, I like Kansas State to have an opportunity here. And look, don't be fooled. This is a heart pick, not a gut thing. I don't think, I've got an edge. I've got a sneaky edge where Kansas State can beat on Texas. No, but I kind of need this. We need this as a conference. So I'm going to take Kansas State this week to not just cover, but to win outright. Kansas State is 10th in the country offensively in 3rd and 4th down success. They're great late. They're 29th in field position, which, for all intents and purposes, being outside the top 25 in a category, let's call that okay. 29th is not bad, but compared to the rest of their stats, they've been pretty darn good this season. Their efficiency on the pass, 29th. Efficiency in the rush is 4th in the country. Their field position being 29th only to me says good things about Kansas State. They're going to have to get a couple bounces to go their way in this game. But if they do, the Wildcats can win it outright. Other big games this weekend in the Big 12. I say big games. I'm going to go across a couple that I think most people won't be glued to. ESPN Plus, Houston at Baylor. Baylor a 3-point favorite. I think Houston not just covers. I think they win outright. Baylor's done. This team's given up. I expect a coaching change sometime next season in Waco. UCF and Cincinnati. UCF favored by 3.5 in Cincinnati. Give me John Rice Plumlee and company. I like Emory Jones. I don't think he's the worst quarterback in the Big 12, as some have said. However, I'm going with UCF and Gus Malzahn in this matchup. Then the 2 big ones in the night slot. Kansas at Iowa State. I'm going with Iowa State here. Iowa State will win this football game. 2.5-point favorites. I know Kansas just got done beating Oklahoma, and I've sang Kansas praises too. They did a really good job of making sure Oklahoma was not opportunistic, but Iowa State has won 3 straight games in the Big 12. They've all been by double digits as well. They are blowing teams out. 2 of those on the road. You're playing a night game at Jack Trice Stadium. To me, the second scariest place to play in the Big 12. I'm going with Iowa State outright in this game, and they cover 2.5. 49-degree weather, just football. I hope Jack Trice is packed. I hope it's rocking, and I expect Rocco Becht and company, despite not being as big name as Jason Bean and company, will go out and get the win. Still like Eli Sanders. Still like Rocco. And that's why they win. Now, for the night slot, it's the same time, but Fox, BYU at night, West Virginia at night, 8 p.m. kickoff on the East Coast, 7 p.m. that is, 6 p.m. kickoff Central Time. BYU is going to go with a backup quarterback here. Keaton Slovis is going to be out of the game. West Virginia, a 71% chance to win this, and I do believe that's exactly what happens. I think West Virginia does win this game. Now, 10 points, still a little much for night BYU. I don't know if I can exactly trust anybody against night BYU. This is move. This is now move. I had 10 in my notes. I go to the ESPN app, 13.5 in favor of West Virginia since BYU announced Keaton Slovis will be out. I don't think West Virginia covers 13.5. I see BYU losing this game by 7, 8 if things get funky, but they at least put up a fight without Keaton Slovis. This team's not going to roll over without a Keaton Slovis who has been good, not great. 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. You didn't lose a Heisman candidate. You lost Keaton Slovis, whose numbers are almost the exact same as Rocco Becht, if not a little bit worse. I like Rocco Becht a lot, by the way. I'm going to go with West Virginia outright. I think BYU makes it a game. That's a complete Big 12 rundown, baby. This is a big Saturday. 7 games. 6 games now on Saturday after last night's TCU and Texas Tech. This has been and always will be. I'll see you on Sunday. We'll recap the whole thing. Locked on. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.